Explanation of formlessness. Formlessness in terms of the divine, I assume you mean. Yes. So, the concept of the divine as formless is a concept that the divine is everything. So if I say to you, what is the form of electricity? Does electricity have a form? No, right? I mean, right here in this room, we experience electricity as the light through this light, as the wind from these fans when it's hot and they're on, as the camera that's going, as my microphone that's working. That is how we know that electricity exists. When the electricity goes out, we know it. My mic stops working, the light goes out. But electricity itself doesn't have a form. It takes the form of what it goes through. Similarly, water. If I say to you, what's the form of water? Well, right here, the form of water is pretty cylindrical. Right? You could say it's got, a radius of about 1 inch. But that's not the form of water, it's the form of the glass. So, when we speak about the divine as being formless, it's not cannot take form. It's that the divine is infinite. And therefore it's in everything. The form of the divine is whatever you are seeing. And so the lineage for which the divine is formless is a lineage, a teaching, a school of what we call Advaita Vedanta. Okay? It's a non-dual. The dualists, the devotees, the bhaktis, it's me and God. And oh my God, I love you so much, right? I'm gonna sing to you, I'm gonna pray to you, I'm gonna perform your worship ceremony. Okay, that's a dualist path. The non-dualist, it's God is formless. Because there is nothing but God. It doesn't just mean, and this is an important distinction, it's not just a matter of one God, it's nothing but God. So it's not one God that exists somewhere. It's nothing but God. And so that's when we talk about formlessness. It means literally everything is God. So one way of thinking of it is you say, what's the form of the ocean? Well, the ocean doesn't have a form. We understand the ocean by the waves from the surface, unless you're a scuba diver, which, by the way, is our equivalent of a meditator, right? You go deep, you actually start to experience what it's all about. But from the surface, we see waves. But a wave isn't really the form of the ocean. It's just a form that has been taken for a very, very brief intersection of time and space. In the same way, this body is a form the divine has taken for a very, very brief intersection of time and space. This body is a form the divine has taken for a brief intersection of time and space. Our problem is we identify as the form. And so the formlessness doesn't deny that there is a form. They don't deny I have an arm. They don't deny this is a tree. It has roots, it has branches, it has apples hanging. But it says the wave is not the truth. The ocean is the truth. So this form is not the truth. The truth is God. So when they say there is nothing but God, it's not saying, people misunderstand it a lot of times when we say the world is an illusion. Well, not an illusion like an optical illusion, as in when you see those optical illusions and there it looks like there's water in the desert, but it's actually not water in the desert. It's actually just a game that the eyes play. Or do you see the old woman or the young girl, or in those games? It's not that type of illusion. It's not your eyes are playing tricks on you. It's illusion as in I have understood this as the truth. I have understood the wave as the ocean. No. That's the illusion. The illusion is to see the wave and understand some separate form. The highest truth of the wave is ocean. Thich Nhat Hanh, the beautiful, divine, amazing Buddhist teacher, says enlightenment is when the wave realizes its ocean. So it doesn't mean the wave is an optical illusion. It doesn't mean that there isn't actually a wave form at this intersection of time and space. But that's not the truth. The truth is ocean. So formlessness is that awareness that the highest truth is there is nothing but God. And so whether we say no form or every form, it's actually the same thing. You can go into it either way. All forms, no forms, same thing. Right? It's like if I have a glass of air, a glass jar of air, a sealed glass jar of air. Well, my glass jar breaks. What do I have? Right? I have air. Now, on the one hand, I have nothing because I used to have a glass jar of air and now I don't even have that. On the other hand, I have everything. Same thing. Neither is right, neither is wrong. Two ways of describing exactly the same phenomenon. The Buddhists tend to talk about nothingness, emptiness. The Hindus tend to talk about everythingness. But either way, we're talking about exactly the same thing. That same experience of